That's right, my friends. Oh no. There's so much packaging. Why do I hear a little rattle? Oh. It's part of the box. No big deal. I'll live. So that's a bummer, but obviously it's the problem of the post office and not a problem of the tabs, because we've all ordered these kind of things before. Not to mention the fact there was so much bubble wrap around it that maybe it just got struck on the backside. But we're looking at the Mega Everdrive Pro from Krikzz. So everybody already knows that this one is the cream of the crop when it comes to running ROMs on the Sega Genesis. This one specifically, the Pro model, has every feature that you could want. What do we got here? We have the Cyclone 4 FPGA inside, 136 megabits of RAM, supported formats, Genesis, Mega CD, SMS, 32X. So let me translate that for Americans. Sega Genesis, Sega CD, oh, now you're listening. Sega Master System, there's hundreds of games more right there, and 32X. So you have four, oh my god, you have like four entire consoles to choose from that just get loaded from this. Not to mention all the different games that might be special to those regions. So whatever ROMs you have and games that you want to dump, Sega related, this can run it. Let's continue on. Save states for Genesis and Master System games. Built-in Mega CD core. That is the Sega CD, again, for those uninitiated. The YM2413 core for Master System. That is the Yamaha sound chip that is in the Master System. That's why the games sound so good. That's not to say that the Sega Genesis games don't sound good. They have, depending on the model, they have different audio chips inside. But this one has a core, so it can run that audio properly out of your Sega Genesis. Continuing on, we got an SVP core. Anybody that knows anything about SVP, I don't remember what it stands for off the top of my head. All I know is it was basically like the 32X chip that they wanted to make games that were 3D without needing to add physical hardware to the Genesis originally. And so they instead added it to a couple of games, one of them being Virtua Racing. I have that game. It's 3D, there's polygons and whatnot, but the cartridges are big and honking. I don't know if that was a big enough trade-off for them, but they decided to eventually release the 32X and stop putting SVP chips into console. So they stopped putting SVP chips into games themselves. So this can emulate, though, and properly run SVP. So this can properly run the SVP 3D chip. MSU MD, audio expansion support. So I believe MSU is something closer to, however you want to word that, like CD audio quality. There's a RAM cart for Mega CD, meaning when you have the Sega Genesis connected with the Sega CD on it, you can still put a RAM cartridge into the Sega CD. For some games, nope. So when you have your Sega CD connected to your Sega Genesis and you're going to run a Sega CD game, some of them require a RAM cartridge, and you can put that into your Sega Genesis, and that's what you're going to find right there. Support for this being a RAM cart. Let's see here, hardware mega key. That one, I'm not entirely certain on what it is, and that's okay that I don't know everything. I will research it. It will be in the review. What are its benefits? What is its purpose? You know, things of that nature. Are most people going to get any kind of use out of it? So we will come back to that. There's a USB port, as always, for developmental stuff on this, for those who would use it. And then, of course, there's support for Game Genie cheats. Down below, system requirements. Clearly, this is just like a funny thing here. It's not actually... you just need to have a Sega Genesis. Either model will do. Any of the three models will do. I can't imagine that this will work too well on the Sega Genesis 3, but we will find out for sure. Now let's get back into the inside of it. So we see there is the micro USB port so that you can have developmental stuff tested if you'd like. This is a physical reset button for Sega Master System games because they don't traditionally have a start button, or a pause button I should say, to pause the game. So lastly, on the top we have the micro finally on the top we have the micro SD card slot. She's right there. It looks like it's a little bit inset, meaning you can probably slide the card in there or click it in there depending, and it will be flush with the surface. On the back, as always, Krikzz does a really good job of replicating what the original back looked like, as well as having his own logo and product name. Additionally, there is some very special screws in the back here, so you can't just dig into it all willy-nilly, or your kids can't get in there with a regular screwdriver and mess things up for you. It says at the back, avoid exposure to extreme temperatures. Be careful not to immerse cartridge in water. For protection, when cartridge is not in use, place inside protective case. Come on, guys. And then finally, we got a matte, I don't know if you can hear that, a matte sticker for the Mega Everdrive Pro from Krikzz. It's a 16-bit game cartridge, but as we know, it can do so much more than that. And finally, Mega Everdrive Pro user manual. This is a long boy. Look at this. I'm not going to go through all of it. All of this is on the website. Dude, there's so much more that's not even listed on the back, including support for Pure Solar, or Pure Solar, depending on how you say it. This will all be listed in the review, so if you want to see it, you can read the review. You can go to Krikz's website and see all this stuff. You can pause the video and screenshot and pinch and zoom. Whatever you want to do, that's on you. This is, oh my god, there's a backside too. Krikzz is a maniac. He's a maniac. Kudos for him for being able to find means to continue his crucial business. This helps the scene, this helps the environment that we are all in terms of retro games. So this is great to see this continue. And I'm just now remembering, I actually have backups of these brand new from Krikzz themselves, because they produce these boxes empty as well. So do I have one handy that I can get in 30 seconds or less though? Yes, indeed. I was using it for X-Men 2, but no big deal. I'll just put X-Men 2 into this one. Go ahead and make the transition. And as I do that, I'm going to say goodbye to you guys. You can listen to the music slowly fade out and this video end. Have a good day, guys.
Check out my socials in the description.